Alright, welcome back to another Rush tutorial. This one is going to be on multi-balls. So our first one was about modes. This one is about multi-balls. Let's pick a nice quiet song, I guess. It's like Livia. There we go. Okay, so 6 different multi-balls. They come in, I guess, 4 different varieties. There's the time machine multi-balls, and think of this as your bash toy multi-ball. You hit the time machine, it charges up, hit enough times, starts multi-ball. That's all it is. You just hit the time machine to advance towards multi-ball. You can tell that hits to the time machine will advance multi-ball if their green light is on top and it's solid. So you can see green solid light. Basically just means during single ball play, because when you're in multi-ball, the green light turns off, so you can't work on it while you're in other multi-balls. Please note that any and all shots to the time machine when the green light is on will count down or charge up the time machine. This includes if the ramp is up, if the ramp is down, if you are collecting a combo jackpot, if you're starting a mode. Any arrival to the time machine will count as one of the hits. If you look at the LCD screen, you can see on the upper right corner it says multi-ball, 4 more hits. So that will always be there telling you if you hit the time machine, 4 more times. In addition, the main
give you a chance
screen
to redeem yourself.
will also tell you. So if you look right in the middle where he's rocking there's Neil on the drums, Getty on the bass, you can see it says charge up the time machine, 4 more for multi-ball. So now it's 3 more for multi-ball. Fun fact on the premium LE, if the ramp is in the down position and you roll over the left in lane, the next shot to the bash will give you 2 hits instead of 1. So it's a fun little treat for when you combo it from the left flipper. Partially because it's very scary from the left flipper, so you deserve 2 hits if you manage to do that. So let's just...
They're shaking the game, Getty!
Always scary from... So that would have given me 2 hits, but it didn't matter because the second hit... you can't start multi-ball doing that, so I was 1 hit away to light multi-ball. I comboed it, it doesn't matter. So that was kind of a wasted combo, but you could see the time machine kind of lit up when I went over the in lane. Alright, so next thing. Once you see the green light flashing, see how it's blinking? That means the next hit to the time machine will start multi-ball. The multi-ball it will start will show you in the upper right corner. So right now it says multi-ball ready, red barchetta. If I hit the dead end shot to the left of it, that will change it. So now, it also changes the light animation. So you can learn the 3 different styles. The Subdivisions is this kind of like blinky blinky on and off. Red barchetta is very red, and Fly By Night looks like this. It's like a airport runway. So that's how you can choose which multi-ball to start, and you can tell which multi-ball by
the time machine is ready.
The lights on it, and then also in the upper right corner. So if you look on the UI right now, it says multi-ball ready, Fly By Night. There's also different patterns to this time machine square here. So on a pro, it'll change. So like Fly By Night is kind of this like pulsing one. Red barchetta is just normal blinking, and Subdivisions is fast blinking. So that's useful on a pro if you don't want to look at the display. Although it's kind of hard to tell, but I thought I'd point it out. All right, so let's fire up the time machine here. This will start.
Radio jackpot 5 more times.
And yeah, you can start a mode and a multi-ball at the same time. So one strategy sometimes people might do is shoot the time machine 3 times to get the time machine ready, and then hit a couple record shots to light the mode, and then when you hit the time machine, it starts both at once. So now I'm in Spirit of the Radio and multi-ball. So I know a lot of people will start a mode and then drain immediately, and it's a bummer. But you can avoid that if you hit the time machine first to set it up, and then stack them at the same time like this. So I'm in Subdivisions multi-ball, and if you look on the screen, it actually says subdivide the jackpots, shoot time machine. So Subdivisions, you start with the time machine. That's the only jackpot that's lit. One thing to note, at any point, if you're in a multi-ball and you see the time machine light blinking green, that means there's a jackpot there. So including Far Cry. So there's a jackpot. So now it lit 2 more jackpots. One on the left here.
Cash out the radio
Now that actually lit
4
my
more
time machine
times,
again, so
and you'll hit number 1.
I can hit that if I want. And I can keep alternating these, you know, if I really want to.
This is DJ Weinrich, and you're listening to
So Subdivisions, you kind of just...
FM.
Now, the faster blinking
In the arcade
outermost
halls,
shot
people
will spread it.
pinball.
So you can see the right ramp is lit, so that will spread it to the right orbit.
The flipper on the ball, a timeless old
And the
attraction.
way to get the super jackpot in Subdivisions is to spread it all across the playfield. So if I hit the right orbit, it's going to spread to the left orbit. If I hit the upper loop, it's going to spread to the side ramp. So that's how you light the super. So let's see if we can do it.
Jackpot 2 more times, and you'll hit number 1.
There's the right orbit.
Be cast out.
There's the upper loop.
Jackpot!
I think it's lit. Yeah, super is lit. There it
Flipper on
is.
the ball, a timeless old attraction.
And I got the super because I shot the right orbit, so that lit my left orbit, and then I shot the upper loop, and that lit the side ramp, and then I must have also hit the side. I don't know. I hit enough, right? So in Subdivisions, you can either just try to grind the easy shots, you know, like middle, all day long, but at some point you want to spread the love so that you can get your super jackpot. Okay. So next we will show you how to do free will multi-ball. So right now, if you ever see these white blinkings, that means the next shot you hit will raise the drop
Cash out
targets.
the radio jackpot 1 more time, and you'll
The
hit
drop
number
targets
1.
being up means that you can follow, see how there's a light changing. So there's the bass, guitar, drumsticks. The guitar I already have, so that's why the guitar is on the whole time. I do not have drumsticks or bass. You can also see that on the screen on the upper left or lower left corner. So you want to try to time your first shot. So right now, drumstick. Tried to backhand it. So we'll wait for it to get to drumsticks. There we go. And so now I need to hit that other target. All right, so that collected my drumsticks. So now I have 2 out of the 3. And it might look a little confusing because these are pulsing, but that just means that if I shoot behind here, it'll activate those instruments. So now I get extra perks
Time
for
some drum
using
basketball.
my
Oh, good.
using my
I need
drumsticks,
the
using my guitar. Anyway, so now
You're shaking the
fine.
game, Alex.
So now you can see I just need the bass to get to free will multi-ball. So we gotta remember to try to time it so that we get the bass. So the very first target you hit, no matter what target it is, that locks it in. So now I just need to hit the other targets. So it's still locked on base.
You can have it back, okay?
There we go. So now I got the base. And now you can see free will multi-ball is ready. You can tell it's ready always by this blinking bulb right here. This means free will multi-ball will start if you hit behind here. If you have all the drop targets down, it'll also help you out by blinking these really fast. But for example, if I drain, now on my next ball, it's not doing the crazy light show anymore because it's back to letting me get an instrument if I want. But this is still blinking. So this tells me at the beginning of my ball that if I hit behind there, it will start multi-ball. So if I can slide it.
Time machine.
Oh, almost. There we go. All right, beginning of free will multi-ball. If you're on a premium LE, it will hold the ball there. If you're not on a premium LE, you skip this phase. And during this phase, every shot, boom, raises your jackpot. And each shot raises it by more and more. So you actually want to keep hitting it. So the next one will raise it by, yep, plus 500,000. The next one will be plus 750. Boom, plus $1 million. So this is really getting juiced up. Oh, it looks like my LCD screen is showing funky colors. But hopefully you can kind of tell what's going on. All right. The other thing in free will multi-ball is if you shoot it back in there twice, it will add a ball. And it will trap up, and you can build the jackpot again, or every jackpot I hit will be double. So if I hit this, that'll be a double jackpot.
On a fortune hunt?
And if I can hit it again,
Shoot the right ramp.
it'll be a super. So in free will multi-ball, you hit one shot, and then you have to hit that same shot again. The reason these jackpots are so big is because I have a ball locked. Boom. So that's free will. You pick a shot and then you hit that shot again. If you hit a
Try and play that solo.
different, you can keep doing like alternate between two, but you want to try to pick different ones because that's how you get your supers. So you can tell if it's a super jackpot if it's blinking fast or not. So I know that went by really fast, but you could see the power of free will with the building your jackpots and then locking a ball to double your jackpots, and then getting the jackpots. So that's free will. Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and fix the display here. All right, so that was free will multi-ball and time machine multi-ball. Now we're going to do the time machine or Far Cry multi-ball, which you light by hitting these two green targets, and then hit the. Oh, that was sweet! I got both with the upper flipper. All right, so you can see light lock is lit on the ramp. So that green circle means if I hit the ramp, it will light the scoop to lock a ball. So I switched my diverter by hitting the action button. So now you can see this light is on. So if I hit the right ramp, it's going to go to this light because I hit the button to change it. And I want to do that because after I hit the ramp, I wanted to come to this flipper, shoot the left orbit, hold it up, and lock the Far Cry ball. In theory, anyway. Okay, let's try it again.
That's
Nope.
one.
That ramp.
You're shaking the game, Alex.
All right, let's try this again. Nope. Should be a nice, easy shot. There we go. All right, so now it goes to the right flipper. So now left orbit, hold the flipper. There we go. And so now you could tell for a brief moment there that this green dome above the side scoop was flashing. That tells you that Far Cry lock is lit. And so I shot it, and now it's solid. If you see the Far Cry scoop green light is solid, that means you have one Far Cry lock. You can also see on a premium, if you look over, there's a ball hanging out in there. Also, on the LCD screen, in the lower right corner, it says one ball locked, shoot targets to light ramp. So that little section there, that will always tell you how close you are to Far Cry multiball. The one below it, the very bottom corner, tells you how close you are to Free Will multiball. So let's try to get the other green targets here. Okay, now I just need to hit the ramp. There we go. All right, so now you can see both of those green lights are flashing really fast. If they're flashing really fast, that means multiball is lit. If they're just kind of blinking, that means a lock is lit. And if they're both they're blinking really fast, then Far Cry is ready. All right, so during Far Cry, the name of the game is just keep hitting jackpots. The time machine counts as a jackpot when it's lit, so don't forget about that. Every jackpot you hit will actually light 2 more jackpots. But each of the jackpots has a timer and can time out. So you want to make sure you're hitting them before they disappear. And so you just want to keep hitting them. The color of the light determines what jackpot value it is. So if it's a red shot, that's a 5x jackpot. If it's a blue shot, that's a 1x jackpot. The 1x jackpots will last the longest, but they're only worth 1x. The goal is, if you look in the lower right corner of the screen, it says Far Cry multiball, jackpots remaining 6. You want to try to get all the jackpots. So it starts at 15, and every jackpot you hit lowers it by 1. Do I have a ball stuck somewhere? Or did I drain? Probably drain. Remember, the time machine is a jackpot when it's lit. Don't forget about that.
6 million.
All right, 2 more jackpots for Super.
Come on, get back on. Look,
Okay, Super is lit.
sky.
The Super is at the time machine. When you get the Super jackpot, that starts one little victory. And now you want to hit the red arrows for victory lap jackpots. Once you hit enough red arrows, I believe it just starts at 1 at the beginning.
Victory lap.
Oh, it looks like I did it without even... Okay, so there's a jackpot.
Victory lap jackpot.
All right, let's see if I can trap up. Okay, so you hit the red arrows, and now there's actually a roving red arrow. So look at it. It's on the right ramp, right orbit, left orbit, dead end, time machine. Now it's on the spinner. Now it's on the right ramp. Now it's on the right orbit. The goal is to try to hit that while it's roving, and you want to try to hit different ones. So you can tell that they're all blinking pretty fast, but on the dead end, it's blinking slow. That's because I already got that Super Jackpot. So I could wait for the dead on, which is a nice, easy shot, but it'll only be a 1x Super Jackpot. So I want to try to hit a shot I haven't hit. So I'm going to try to time it with the time machine. There we go. That's a 2x.
Jackpot.
Yeah, double Super Jackpot. So now I need to hit the side shots again to light my next roving Super. All right, so this is probably a good point to switch over, because that's basically Far Cry. The next multi-ball I want to talk about is Headlong Flight. If you look at the drum clock, it's at 7, which is where that is, 7 something or other. If you look on the handy-dandy LCD, you'll see 7:22 p.m. You want to try to get that to midnight. So I'm going to just be shooting the right orbit. And you can tell you're getting minutes based on the color of the... wow, I just missed. Based on the color of the... So they're all yellow right now. So every yellow pop gives me 2 or maybe 3 minutes. I believe 3 minutes for a yellow.
Set base phasers to stun.
So I want to really try to... So I hit up pop bumpers, and now it's 725. I'm very good at shooting through the pop bumpers. There we go. There's some more. So now it's 731. All right, so that's all fine and dandy. But we can really juice up our progress. Every time we hit the right orbit, it'll upgrade. So now we got a red pop bumper. So the red pop bumper is 4 minutes. The other thing we can do... Well, don't do that. The other thing we can do is get drumsticks. Drumsticks will help our clock immensely. So let's wait. Wait for the drumsticks to come on. There we go. We have to actually shoot all the drops down. So one more. There we go. And we activated them. So now our... Look, pop bumper is 2x. So now every minute... Or every pop bumper is double. So the red pops are 8 minutes a hit. So you can see the minutes are just flying by now. And we can even double it again if we hit the drum solo. So if I shot under that upper flipper, then I'd be getting quadruple minutes. Well, let's just see if we can get... So I'm going to full plunge because I want to try to get these minutes. Oh, wow. Okay, let's try that again.
Oh, you need this.
What the? Well, that was effective. Well, one thing about the minutes. If you're not on the latest code, make sure you update to 1.01 because that allows you to get minutes during multiball as long as your ball saver is off. So let's try to start a time machine multiball so we have some safety. If you're not on 1.01, then you can't get any pop bumper minutes during multiball unless your drumsticks are active or you're in a drum solo. Alright, so at the beginning of this multiball, you'll see my pops are turned off. That means I will not get any minutes for them. So it won't do me any good to just let the balls drain. So I need to wait for the ball saver to turn off. Right now I'm just going to kind of add a ball, so I just have one ready to go. So I have all three. Because we're already at 10:24 p.m. So we just need a little more pop action. We can actually get our drumsticks here. Alright, our pops are now on. See the red? So every pop I hit is giving me minutes. I'm also in red barchetta, which is actually convenient because in red barchetta, after you hit enough jackpots, the super jackpot is actually the pop bumpers. Unfortunately, we didn't get to the super, but if you're in red barchetta and you see your pop bumpers blinking, shoot them, because that's how you get the super jackpot in that mode.
Your time is up.
All right, we're almost to midnight. We're at 11:28. $11:32. Come on, come on.
Shoot the drum.
All right, we got to midnight. So now you can see this little white circle is lit, which tells me multiball is lit, which is Headlong Flight multiball. All right, during Headlong Flight, all you'd have to do is hit yellow jackpots. So the clock will count backwards now. So now it's at midnight, and now it's counting backwards. So now it's at 11. And so now my jackpot is 11 million. So the faster you get it, the more the millions. Now my jackpot are on the side shots. There we go. Boom! All right, I just did the perfect sequence there. So the perfect sequence is upper loop, side ramp, right ramp. And you can see why that was worth so many points. The reason is if you get both the upper shots, both the top and the side loop and the side ramp, then the right ramp is actually worth double the current clock value. And if you hit them in a combo, if you go loop to ramp like I did, then the right ramp is actually worth quadruple, which is why it was 48 million, because it was 12 o'clock times 4. So basically in this multi-ball, you just focus on upper loop, side ramp, and right ramp. Now, if I hit the right ramp here, it's going to give me just a 1x jackpot, but that's fine, because now it reset the clock back to 12. So now my jackpot is at 12, although it's counting down. It's going to be at 11 pretty soon. And during multi-balls, the time machine will always be up and the magnet will be off, so you can just send the ball through it like that. Good way to feed the upper flipper.
The balls are flying. The balls are flying.
There's a 10 million jackpot.
Pretend the ball is a long-awaited friend. That owes you money.
All right. Now, if you remember those rainbow records from the modes tutorial, if I had a rainbow record on the right ramp, that would multiply my jackpot even further.
Super jackpot.
Anyway, so that's Headlong Flight.
You lost it.
We did Free Will, we did Far Cry. I did Subdivisions for you, and then Red Barchetta is basically shoot shots to build your RPM, and then once you're redlined, you hit the bumpers, and that shifts gears and relights all your shots and gives you a super jackpot. Fly By Night is the simplest multi-ball. Every shot is lit, you hit it, and now it's lit for a double jackpot. As soon as you hit enough jackpots or enough switches, the playfield gets darker and darker and darker, and once it's nighttime, the center shot is lit for your super, and that makes it day again and relights all your jackpots. So Fly By Night is just hit as many arrows as you can to get jackpots and double jackpots. Try to line them up with rainbow shots if you can for multipliers. Here, are we gonna beat this mode? No, almost. But yeah, I think that's all the multi-balls. One thing that I didn't cover is that Headlong Flight, because it's lit on the right orbit,
The path is open to the time machine.
you can start that at any time, including if you're in a multi-ball. So if I was in Far Cry and I was able to get my clock to midnight while still being in Far Cry, I can shoot the right orbit and it's gonna bring Headlong Flight into whatever I'm doing. So that's a huge stack. If you can stack Headlong Flight with a multi-ball, helps you extend the multi-ball. That's it for the multi-ball tutorial. Hopefully you learned a few things. Thank you very much.
Shoot it again.